Thugs, truckers, and all you motherfuckers. What's good? What's good? Professor Violence in the house.
That's
We're
the
about to talk about some
best.
carnage. I got my sleepless sharp. He's making picks. Johnny, how you live?
Living large. How are you? That's a
Oh,
great. I can't follow up that opener. That's a great opener. That's good. That should be on. Jesus, if only you had a face for radio. You're too pretty to be on the radio, or you can do things like that all the
I
time.
was a model once too.
Were you really?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Well, actually, technically more than twice now, but like I was a runway model a couple of times
Nice.
as like a little kid. Yeah, my kids, two of my kids were models too.
Look at that runway model man. All
They had a job when I didn't.
right.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to talk about some UFC bright and early in the week for you for Saturday. UFC is going to be in Charlotte, so there'll be a crowd again. So it's some good fights. There'll be some good fights on
Hey,
this.
does that matter to you?
If there's a crowd, I think
Yeah.
it's so much better when the crowd cheers. Yeah, I think everyone wants it better. It's just way more attention. I noticed it. Yeah, like whenever there's a crowd for UFC, like there's just so many more people like in sports books watching. It's
Interesting.
just such a better.
Do
I
you
think
hear that
it's just more
because,
energy. It's just better. You know, you hear the crowd.
well, they don't, they stack the fights where there's a crowd and then they phone in the
It seems like
Apex.
that. Yeah, it seems like that. Like your really weak cards are always at the apex without a crowd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like intentional.
of course. Yeah, I'm sure everyone's onto that.
But other than that, like the actual crowd element, like were you happy when suddenly fans could be back?
Yes,
Dude, I couldn't care less.
couldn't wait. Really? Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Fighting place so quiet, there's crickets.
I hate that. Yeah, like you hear all say it's all right, but I don't like that. No, it's
I
too.
am only here for the violence.
It's too. I don't know.
I
I feel
enjoy
like.
I watch more fights on mute than I do with sound.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good. I should start doing that. Actually, that's probably a good way of. That's probably a different side of handicapping. Yeah, you don't have to hear any commentators or polluting your thoughts. Like, just check it out. It's probably a good way to do it.
One of the most infuriating things that ever happened is Joe Rogan sent a text to John Anik, and John Anik read the text on air.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, talk to me about the fight. Don't talk to me about Joe Rogan and his opinion. He's not here,
Right.
right? Like, so commentary goes in all directions. Some of it's good, some of it's bad.
Yeah.
But like, it's not always necessary. I enjoy some commentators more than others at different times, but when I'm trying to learn, I'm typically not listening to commentators.
Right. Yeah, agree with all that. That's true.
And when people boo, I want to stab them.
Okay,
Like,
let's lead that into, because I heard a lot of booing in the Crone Gracie fight. Which
really, I listened to that one on mute.
There was so much booing from the beginning, and yes, every round had booing, and I don't blame them. So I got a text from one of my buddies, and who's a retired former pro MMA fighter, and he was like, right away he texted me. He's like, I can't stand when men pull guard in MMA fights. He's like, I can't. He's like, it really, like, that's like the one thing that just really pisses him off. He's like, I really can't stand it. Like, it's unbelievable to me. Like, he's like, I don't know how the UFC puts some people on these main cards that just go in there and try to pull guard. He's like, but we were talking about, we didn't think Chrome would fight like that, because he hasn't fought like that before in the UFC. That wasn't his style. He was more strikes leading to takedown attempts. It wasn't just so blatant stand there and pull guard.
I wasn't surprised by that at all, because all of his fights are
really, we talked about it last week. I thought we mentioned that you were like, no, he's not going to do that like that. He wouldn't do that. And he really, he tried that.
He looked totally different. He looked totally different in this fight. In the last
fight,
he couldn't get close enough to pull guard. This time he was able to clinch up.
No, he did. He had strikes and things. He just failed on all the takedowns. I don't know. It was
I don't remember if he even tried real takedowns against Cub Swanson.
yeah.
Uh,
Maybe he just got
I'm
beat.
gonna, okay, I'm gonna bring up the statistics right now, just
See,
so we can find this out.
he just got beat.
Um, but like, my problem was not that Crone didn't score takedowns. How many times did they end up grappling?
Against Jourdain, or
Many, yeah, against Jordan.
I mean, he Crone closed the distance quite a few times, but there was not really like a good grappling like exchange. Like he was just
Really? Because Charles Jourdain was credited with 6 minutes and 48 seconds of control time.
that's because he ended up on top of his close guard all the time.
Agreed. How many times did Crone Gracie decide we are grappling now and then they weren't?
Oh,
Many.
like I'm gonna try this. Yeah, he tried a lot of things.
That's no, no. What is a takedown? We're going to grapple on the ground now.
Whether you take me down or not, whether here
Yeah,
I'll give you
like
this. Right.
yeah. If you don't, people are stuck in this idea of top and bottom, and I'm not telling you there's not value to it, and I'm not telling you that most people aren't correct most of the time when they talk about it. But if your only goal is to get to the ground and
Yeah.
you don't care about top or bottom, how many times did Crone Gracie successfully take the world the game into his world?
At
A
least
ton.
three. At least three that I saw.
Once he took it there, he did fucking terribly, absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
His game was not like he had a lot of strikes, but
Looked pretty basic.
he couldn't open his guard without his opponent leaving, which means that he can't actually do this. Like it's still very much a gi based guard system.
Yeah.
His closed guard did not work.
No.
It does not function particularly well against competent grapplers in the UFC.
Right.
But homie, the fact that he pulled guard, dude, it worked every time. It fucking worked over and over and over and over and over. It worked. And then he landed more strikes than his opponent from that position. I am not telling you that Crone Gracie won that fight.
Of course. We know that. He lost unanimously on every round. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But in the closed guard, he did more damage than Charles Jourdain.
Maybe. I mean, when the fight went on, he was much more comfortable there, and he started doing more. But maybe in the beginning, like he was
couldn't do anything.
Let me see what this guy does.
Dude, gi and no gi are not the same thing. Like that's really what just happened there. I was
Crone Gracie doesn't know that.
It's apparently not.
Come on, he's been around high level combat, mixed martial arts his whole life. How could he not know that?
Dude, I mean, obviously he does literally know that gi and no gi are different. But I'm telling you, the gi game, the guard game I just watched was not an MMA guard game.
No, I agree with that. It was very basic. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Like I was in my head, I was like, I feel like your average intermediate grappler could stop half of these attacks. I was like, I don't know what he thinks he's getting it. Like, but
Jourdain, because he was never using his legs. He was never. John, how many times did we did guard work, right? And all of it was like, pull me with your knees, right?
Yes.
Pull me, now push me, now pull me, now push me, now pull me, now push me, now create an angle, now pull me, now push me, now pull me, now push me. Did you ever see him do that?
No.
Dude, his close guard is phenomenal, but you don't need that in the gi.
He was trying to get to an armbar triangle to me. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, all the time.
He was trying to trap an arm or trap a thing like he was trying to do.
He wasn't able to create angles because his opponent was just hugging his hips. Like,
yes, which is the thing I picked up. Yeah, like you have to follow your opponent. I guess if you're a wrestler, that's pretty basic. Like that's kind of like a basic wrestling philosophy principle. Like you need to follow your opponent. You can't let them create angles on you, especially like that. For jiu-jitsu, you definitely need that on the ground. You have to keep following them. And then once I started doing that, it helped my jiu-jitsu game a lot more. from when you're in someone's guard because you shut down like almost everything without.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as
They
soon
have
as
to
they create
reset.
an
They have to
they
reset in a sense. Yeah, like it's
can do
not.
whatever they want. As
Mm.
soon as they create an angle on you, they can basically do whatever they want. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter what they want them to do.
Mm-hmm.
It just got exponentially better because they got that angle.
Yeah, no,
So you take
that's
the
true.
angle and the problem away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like that's super good insight for you to be passing on to the commoners that are listening to us.
Nice
Right.
face. They're like scallywags. Yeah. Other than that, the right before the Andrade fight, I was streaming and I was like watching, and then I was like looking at her record, and I was like peeking on edible at the time, and I was looking at her. I was like, this bitch has lost 11 times already. I was like, why am I confident she's gonna win this fight? Like she gets beat a lot. I was like, and then I didn't see that coming though, and then she got fucking knocked out. I was like, what? I was like, she was wow. That was so that was a pretty
A lot of her losses are at bantamweight,
yeah.
just
Yeah,
to be fair. And the rest of her losses are mostly against in world title fights.
yeah. I guess, but
Like
that,
just
I was
when you
thinking in my
say
head, I was like, she lost this many times. I was like, she must just be defensively lapsed. Like she just doesn't give a fuck. Like like she just
no, she just fights every 3 months.
that's true.
Jessica Andrade has the most female fights,
Yeah,
right? The only
she fights a lot, and that could bring us to the next thing we could talk real quick. Gilbert Burns fought too much, I thought, in the past. We talked about it a little bit last week. I thought he fought too much, and then he took this fight, and unfortunately, like it was pretty clear that he was hurt and not just in there to not. He wasn't going to get embarrassed. He was going to tough out the 5 rounds, but he was never gonna. He couldn't beat Bilal Muhammad on that. That's Bilal Muhammad's kind of game. He just wants to grind you out for 25 minutes. Yeah, he's so yeah. That sucked. I don't know if he. It looked like he. I don't know if he had that injury going into the fight. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna own up to that or not. But he definitely re-injured it or had the injury during the fight off that takedown. Because I was kind of surprised how fast Bilal got up off that takedown. Like that was a solid takedown. And I was kind of wondering. I was like, how the fuck did he do that? How did he get up that fast? Like, did he really like dig an underhook that quick and just scoop himself up? Or it makes more sense that that shoulder just got fucked for Bullet. Maybe it popped out for Burns. I don't know, but he was pretty much one-handed for the rest of the fight.
You think that fight should have been stopped by the corner?
Good question. I think going to the 5th round, maybe after like it was pretty clear he's not winning in a finish and he doesn't have the capability to finish him. But no, like I heard Henry Hoof talking to him, and there was not even a glimmer of that. Like it was just you need to finish. This is here. This is there. Do this. Do that. To me, it was clear that he couldn't do much. Like, but they were just telling him,
Yeah.
no, this is here. This is there. Like, and I'm sure they're right. Like, this is, but he just couldn't really. Like, he had some explosive moments. But overall, he just couldn't keep anything. He couldn't commit to anything or keep anything going. So yeah, I think maybe you could have stopped. Like, I don't know if any of the commentators talk about that, but yeah, I think that could have been a time to just fight another day. Like you fought.
Yeah. So the only I wish that the corner had stopped that fight just so that he could come back sooner. Like this dude has already shown us how tough he is.
Yeah.
Like this dude's already shown us how good he is. He's already shown us that he can come back from a loss. Like there's nothing that we're gonna learn in this fight. So why? Like he's not gonna win.
Yeah.
He's not gonna make his full money.
I mean, maybe they talk about it. Like if I was cornering you and you said whatever happens, don't throw in the towel. Like I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean?
So I've heard that from Anthony Smith. Had a conversation with his corners that they are never allowed to throw in the towel under any circumstance. He would throw in the towel for other people and has, and thinks that what he's doing is stupid. But he says that's his life. That's his like anybody who was going to throw in the towel cannot be in his corner ever again. He cannot work with him.
Mm.
And he's like, it's not that I don't understand. I can't have that.
Mm.
So if that is the agreement that they have, cool, whatever. But hey, motherfucker, I'd be throwing in your towel.
Mm.
That's just, I don't know. I don't know. Like there's a time and a place to do that with what fighter under what circumstance.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that felt unnecessary. Like Renato Moicano versus RDA.
That one. That was fucking bad. That should have stopped.
Like that was an ass whooping. Like, but
Yeah.
that's the same thing, right? But the level of like, is this necessary? Like, do we need a fifth round here?
Yeah, even though he wasn't visibly like wearing it or getting crushed like that. It's more right. It's like you're probably down all the rounds and you don't. I don't know. I guess it's
Do you know what a tech ball is?
wrestling 10-0.
Yeah, there's like is it a real thing in baseball? A mercy rule,
Some leagues, like little league and stuff, like certain things, yeah. Or
right? So like, this felt like a moment where it's just like, I think we're done here.
yeah,
Like I think like RDA gave Renato Moicano that face, like gave it to the referee. Like, are we? So you've seen a couple fights where a guy's almost getting stopped, and the guy will look up like, "Hey ref,
yeah,
are you sure?" And the ref's like, "Keep going," and he's like, "I all right, I guess." This felt like, all right, I guess.
right, yeah,
Anyways, so we made 6 picks last week. We made Verna Genjiroba versus Marina
yeah.
Rodriguez.
We talked about that line drop, and it looks like those sharp betters were right. She was able to get that fight down. Marina didn't really offer much as far as her get up game, and Danjadova was in control of that fight.
She looked good. She looked really good.
Yeah, she did.
Which would have been awesome if I had remembered I picked her instead of thinking I picked Marina the whole fight. I was so mad. Charles Jourdain, Kron Gracie, we talked about that one. Both of us picked Jourdain going in. So it was at this point 2-1 last week. Movsar Evloev versus Diego Lopez. John, you were super excited by that one.
That was a really good fight. Yeah, that was Diego Lopez. I mean, nobody thought he would do anything in that fight. Movsar opened up, and then nobody put a line out until late, and then he ended up walking. He was like minus 1,200, something ridiculous. But tell you what, Diego Lopez almost submitted him twice. I mean, he was like that was the kind of guard or like jiu-jitsu that I was expecting to see Kron Gracie do. Like I was like, what the fuck happened?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
So part of that is just because Movsar was opening up, right? Like Movsar was trying to hit him, was postured up, was trying to be effective inside the closed guard. Jourdain was specifically trying to shut Kron down.
Yeah.
So that is like I had the same feeling like, yo, this is a good closed guard. Kron, what was your closed guard? Right? But at the same time, it is like this is not a monologue. It's an argument. So the other guy gets a snake too.
Okay.
I think that Nunes looked good, but I think this was really just like he had nothing left to lose. Win or lose, he's not going to lose a contract. He's made it to the UFC, and that's what the goal was. Maybe wins, he gets like a big name, like Anthony Hernandez. He's had a name the whole time he's been in the UFC because he got shot out of a cannon when he got here, and regardless of how he did immediately after, he was shot out of a fucking cannon because he fought guys in the top 15 immediately. All right, that's really what I think. That's really what happened. I think Diego Lopez is very good, but I don't think that he's top 10 ready.
No.
I think he had the night of his life against the top 10 opponent.
He wanted my hat.
Andrade, we both picked Andrade against Jan.
We did.
I didn't know that Jan could crack like that.
I thought her speed and she's never displayed finishing power though in the UFC.
Yeah. Both of us picked Bilal. He made it look easier than I thought he was going to. But we just talked about him versus Burns. What do you think about Aljo versus Cejudo? Oh, John left us. All right. John picked Cejudo. I picked Sterling. That's kind of how I expected the fight to go. Honestly, I thought that Sterling would be a little bit more dominant on the ground than he was, but I did expect it to be a pretty close fight.
Yeah, that fight played out. I don't think it would have shocked either way if someone's style was too much or it was really close. It ended up being really close. But I thought Aljamain outstruck him to win the round, so I thought the decision was right.
Yeah. Apparently, he knew by a large margin, outstruck him.
Yeah, and all the big shots were there. I thought Henry took him down a couple times, but pretty easy. That I thought it'd be harder to take Aljo down than that, but Aljo got up pretty quick. Like Henry wasn't doing any damage on the ground.
He landed one ground strike.
Wow, he had like nothing.
5 minutes of control time, landed one ground strike.
Oh shit!
Now that being said, Aljo had 4 minutes of control time and only landed 8.
Okay, so there's 3-1.
But yeah. Anyway. All right. Still, this week, your main card opens up with Matt the Immortal Brown versus Court McGee. Yo, how old school is that? Does it get more old school? Let's see. The Ultimate Fighter Season 7.
Yeah, it doesn't. That is.
Matt Brown was on The Ultimate Fighter in 2008.
Yeah, the Immortal.
2005.
Yeah, he's still going. It's crazy. Court McGee's a veteran too now, and both of these guys are known for having they have a rock chin, and they're just grizzled veterans. Even though Court McGee did get starched by Jeremiah Wells recently, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Jeremiah Wells hits unbelievably hard.
I got it. Yeah, that does happen. But that was
he wore 16s when everybody else is wearing 12s. It's fucking rude.
Yeah,
it's rude.
Hey, Jeremiah's a fucking beast. With that, this fight is this is a hard fight to handicap. Matt Brown just loves to come forward and slang and bang. He's going to be exciting. I think he's more exciting. Court McGee kind of likes to come forward as well, because both guys just trust their chin a ton. But I think Court has less mileage. I don't think he's as talented as a striker as Matt Brown is, though. So, geez, I don't know. This is a tough fight to call. Tough fight to have a pick. What are your thoughts?
So this is a fight between two zombies.
Yeah.
Both of these men have died. I believe they've both died more than once. I shit you not. That's where the name The Immortal comes from. He's died twice.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Matt Brown's style is to take you to the depths of hell.
Yeah.
And torture the torturers.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
he's wild like that.
Yeah. The things it's what he does to people is upsetting sometimes. Court McGee largely relies on having a better gas tank than you.
Yes.
Which won't work against Matt Brown, because even if it's true, he won't care. But it also means that it'll be very hard to make Court McGee feel like he's in hell. Right? Like, even if you take him into deep waters, he swims very well.
Yeah. He will.
So I don't know that Court McGee is going to be as effective, but I
So
don't know.
I can see that as well.
A
Yeah.
lot of Matt Brown's game is not necessarily about him having better cardio than you. It's about him depleting your energy bar faster than his bar goes down. Even
Yeah.
if you started above him, yours goes down faster than his goes down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not going to be true against Court McGee. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if third round is going to look quite as good. But I do think that Matt Brown has done a really good job of aging his style.
Mm-hmm.
And that is uncommon.
Yeah, that's true.
I pick Matt Brown. I feel pretty confident in this Matt Brown, but if it goes to decision, I wouldn't be shocked if Court McGee gets this one.
Can Court McGee stop Matt Brown?
No.
Then to me that's scary because if Court McGee just got really really starched like that, maybe his chin is giving away a little bit. I mean,
That's the only person to ever do that to Court McGee.
Yeah,
Court
only
McGee
person.
10 in the UFC.
But it was at a time where he's got what 32. This is gonna be his 33rd pro fight, so it's at a time where the chin does start to fade, like all that having a granite chin and having granite cardio.
Knockouts in the UFC.
Hmm.
Wait, what? It says he's got 3 KOs, TKOs. I can't find a single one in the UFC. Lost to punches, lost left hook.
I don't know if Matt Brown has that kind of finishing power anyway that Jeremiah Wells exhibited. So maybe we don't have to worry about that. No, like it was one shot power. Matt Brown's always more of a volume guy, right? I'm gonna dig. Yeah, I mean it's a really this is a close fight. Shit, man, I'll take Court McGee just as will be. I'll just largely just so we have a different sweat on the fight, but it's a tough fight.
Tim, the Dirty Bird Means versus Alex Morono. What you got for me?
Alex Morono all day. Alex Morono. I like Alex Morono's style. Tim Means is always a solid veteran, but I feel like the only time he's won recently that I can remember in the last like 4 or 5 fights was like he had like a perfect road to victory or a game plan that he could follow, and he did that and it worked out. I can't recall the last like better fighter or more well-rounded fighter that he went in as an underdog, a decent underdog and beat. But Alex Morono has been he's been fighting well. He did get caught recently, right? His last fight, Alex Morono. Third round was the Pons. Who was it?
It was the Bonds.
It was the Pons. Yeah, but he was doing all right there until he got knocked the fuck. He just got caught at the most inopportune time. Yeah, that was the first fight in UFC history that landed right on the second of the over under for the fight. So if it was over 2.5 rounds. So if you bet over 2.5 rounds and that fight that was a winner, you fucking lost with a second. Like I think it was 2:29. The knockout was official. They came at. So 1 second you lost your bet. Unbelievable. After it was just cruising to a decision too, and just by 2 guys that shouldn't be able to knock anyone at each other. Like it was just so insane. Yeah, and that happens. Yeah, I think Alex Morono. I like his pace. I like his pressure. I think he wins this fight. Decision, unanimous.
I feel like Alex Morono constantly overperforms.
Maybe.
Like I go into every single Alex Morono fight assuming he's going to lose.
The Great White.
That being said, I'm gonna pick him this time, assuming that he's gonna lose. Um,
No, I
but
think.
I do. I feel like this is the kind of fight that Tim Means should win.
Ooh,
Uh,
really?
I
Nah, I don't see
that he
the.
should. The
I don't
kind
see
of
the path here. I don't see the.
will. I don't expect him to win, but this feels like if you were like Tim Means, who do you think you can beat? What about Alex Morono? He'd be like, I think I can beat Alex Morono, right? Like it just feels like the kind of fight that Tim Means should win, but I don't think he will.
No,
So I'm
yeah.
picking Morono.
All right.
All right.
What we got next?
Our next fight is D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez
Yes.
versus Ian
Good match.
Machado.
This is a good matchup. I think Ian Machado Gary is a favorite, and I'm like, what? Yeah, fuck that. No, I've I've seen pretty much all of Ian Gary in the UFC, and I've seen a lot of D-Rod, and I don't see why Ian Gary would be the favorite over D-Rod. D-Rod's really good. The only time I've seen him, Neil Magny got him, but I think D-Rod took that fight on short notice. It was his a second fight in a short amount of time, and that's okay. I mean, D-Rod's D-Rod's long, and his jab gives everyone problems. So I don't know. I haven't. Yeah, no. Until Ian Gary puts it together and just smokes somebody. No, I think D-Rod outclasses him. I think it might be a boring fight. I think D-Rod wins largely with jabs and distance.
I don't, man, I don't know how this could be a boring fight. But
Ian
I do
Gary's
agree.
fights are boring until he turns it. Like they're not really like. Look at his. It's like decision thing. Like they're pretty boring until he. Yeah, he got a knockout last time in the third round. He was like minus 700, but yeah, I don't know. And D-Rod's more of a. He likes to just. He prefers to plod and outstrike you. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know. I think so. I could see it being boring, but I don't know. I think D-Rod's
Yeah,
got.
I guess when I think about it, yeah, none of these fights are that exciting, even if they are definitively one-sided. They're
Mhm.
not. They're not wild and exciting.
Yeah.
So I the numbers say that this is going to be a wild fight, but the style says that it might not be.
Yeah.
Um,
I could see D-Rod really
and so does Ian Gary.
stymieing even Ian Gary with that with his jab game.
Gary was southpaw, but he's not. This is
D-Rod's a
D-Rod.
southpaw. D-Rod's southpaw, right?
Yeah, D-Rod southpaw.
Mm-hmm.
This is D-Rod all day. I thought Gary was a southpaw. I thought this was going to get weird.
Mm.
D-Rod all day.
Yeah, I think D-Rod does this. I don't think Ian Gary's got that.
200.
I don't think he's got the
D-
wrestling to try to take D-Rod down, and somehow because he saw with Neil Magny, ended up getting a nice choked him out in the third round. But no, D-Rod has really good. D-Rod has a great grappling too.
this fight should be like almost even, but he's plus 200. D-Rod's plus
It's
200.
insane to me. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, what am I missing here? Like Ian Gary is not going out there and not pushing this pace and comfortably getting ahead of guys. Ian Gary is like, look at his fights, follow his lines, like going into the fight and then live during the fight. Like the man's like even money. He's going into the octagon like minus 600, and he's like even money. He's getting dropped. He's getting dropped by guys that aren't even on the roster. No, like fuck that. Like this is wrong. What are we missing here? Is somebody cut? Is somebody going fighting at a different weight? I don't. I don't know. I didn't look at that. Is D-Rod like going up or down in weight class or something? I think they're both at their natural weight, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with D-Rod for this upset. I think it's a mistake. I think this line's a mistake, and the hype on Ian Gary is unwarranted.
I don't think it's unwarranted,
I do.
but
You got to finish guys if you're minus 1,000, don't you? Jesus,
I don't remember the line. But I also,
You can't be winning split decisions over who do you fight, Gabe
uh,
Green or somebody else. Like you can't be doing
yeah,
that as like if you're like this mega prospect. Come on.
He is very good. You are clearly a little bit salty about some sort of bet you've placed on him.
No, I never met him.
Oh,
No.
well, that's why you have a vendetta against him.
I might have been under in one of his fights, maybe, but I don't know nothing about that. No, I don't. That doesn't make me salty.
No, I think it's just because he's come from Ireland, and
Stop.
they're no, for real. They need a new Conor McGregor. The UK needs a new star, right? So
Perfect. Bring it up
yeah,
now. Now we cash in. See, now now we cash in. Professor and the sleep. Now we give you plus 200 dog of the year. Let's go, D-Rod. He's gonna bank 2 rounds easy and get knocked out in the third round by something stupid, and then
yeah.
we'll be like, we got this.
Anthony Lionheart Smith versus Johnny Walker.
Co-main event. So every time I see Anthony Smith, I just hear Chris Moody in my head saying Anthony Smith sucks. And I think that's the only UFC fighter that I've heard her mention ever. And that's just all I hear when I see his name on this. I just hear it like being like, Anthony Smith sucks.
That's not what she said. Do you remember what she said?
She said Anthony Smith sucks or he's horrible, something like that.
She said, I don't even know who Anthony Smith is fighting, but I know he's not going to win.
Something something like that.
And I was like, Jesus, lady, I picked him.
I know, right?
He broke his ankle in the first round or something. It was
He was on a winning streak before that. He was winning. He was doing all right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Anthony Smith's still. I don't know. He's a good fighter. I don't. He's probably a great.
Anthony Smith can win this week. Anthony Smith.
Oh no.
Oh no, she said. Anthony Smith versus Johnny Walker.
No, buddy, don't hit it. Don't hit it. It's okay. Don't hit
She just said again, I don't care who it's against.
it.
Yeah, I like Anthony Smith. I
don't.
genuinely think he's gonna fight for a title again. There's
Anthony
a reason
Smith?
There's a reason he's still. I'm not telling you. I did not say he's gonna win a title. I don't know if he'll
No,
win.
he's not fighting for a title.
He's gonna fight for a title again.
No, he's not fighting for a title again. Let's be honest. The light heavyweight division is not that poor. The light heavyweight division is not that poor.
Anthony Smith should.
He's
on
not.
paper,
He's not gonna fight. He's not gonna fight.
should win this fight. On paper, he should win this.
I
fight.
don't know if he can deal with the old strawberry. I don't know. I don't know if he can. Anthony Smith doesn't do well with power punchers. I don't know. I don't. Then again, it's so hard to bank on Johnny Walker. I mean, yeah, he put together a couple decent performances, but I mean, geez, he's so chinny. I mean, God.
I'm not picking Anthony Smith. I'm picking Johnny Walker.
Okay.
But no one should ever put their money on Johnny Walker.
I bet Johnny Walker as a dog against Ion Kutalaba. Worked out.
That's one.
He can beat Ion. Wait, hasn't he won 2 fights in a row?
Johnny Walker's won a whole bunch of fights.
No, in a row recently. Isn't he on a 2-fight win streak?
I will check. But he's just not trustworthy.
Water? You want water?
Yeah, he's won. He beat Paul Craig and Ian Kutalaba.
Yes, that's right. I had him both fights to win those. Yeah, but those matchups worked out for him. No, you don't want this one. Those matchups worked out for him. This is a little different, I think.
Those are fights that on paper look like Johnny Walker victories.
Yes.
That I no, I think this guy can do it. This looks like an Anthony Smith fight.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But I think this is going to be a Johnny Walker victory.
Really? You think he knocks out Anthony Smith? Anthony Smith is very durable.
Oh, I guess I don't know if he... Oh, yeah. Does he win if he can't knock him out? That's an interesting proposition.
Yeah.
I hadn't considered him not... He's not going to submit Anthony Smith.
He could. Anthony Smith gets taken down. But I don't know if Johnny Walker that's never his style.
Johnny Walker submitted Ian Kutalaba.
Yes.
But He has 16 victories by knockout of like 20 victories. Anthony Smith has been submitted 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But Johnny Walker does not initiate wrestling ever, rarely ever. But that would work for him against Anthony Smith because Anthony Smith is he's pretty easy to take down, I think, statistically.
Okay.
So how does he win this fight?
Oh, Jesus. How does he win this fight? Who?
Johnny Walker, how does he win this fight? Apples.
With a knockout? He's probably heavy-handed enough to do so.
Mm. Yeah, well, he is.
He won't win a decision. He's too weird. Like he's only been a decision 3 times and he lost 2 of them. Right? Like who did he beat by decision?
He should have beat. He should have beat Thiago Santos. But he just forgot he fought Terry. He forgot he was in a fight that day. That was a stupid fight. It was a terrible fight.
So, yeah, I'm picking Johnny Walker. I'm rooting for Anthony Smith. Come on, Lionheart. I got you all day. Dude,
Yeah,
I think he's ridiculous on the ground. Like, stupid. It doesn't make sense how good Anthony Smith is on the ground compared to his other skill set. But you see his other skill sets more than you see him on the ground. But he's stupid good on the ground.
all right. Yeah, I'll. So I think I'm on the other way. Like I want to see Johnny Walker win, but I don't think he's going to. So I'll pick Anthony Smith.
What?
Yeah, I'm on the opposite of you. Like, yeah, I want to see Johnny Walker put together a streak, and like put it together and see because he's really, he's talented. Besides the whole, maybe he'll put some things together. I don't know, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of think Anthony Smith finds a way to flip this fight in his favor, and I think he wins. But I can't bank on it because Johnny. I don't see that path to victory for Johnny here. Like this is a different matchup. So we'll see. Main event.
Jairzinho.
Yes.
Rozenstruik versus Gilton.
The Beast.
Almeida.
The man no one wants to fight. So Gilton keeps going. I think he's in between worlds of light heavyweight and heavyweight. No one wants to fight the fucking guy. But he's taking primarily heavyweight fights as of late. This is heavyweight too, right? Jairzinho is never fighting light heavyweight. Yeah, there's no way.
Dude.
He's not cutting down light heavyweight. Yeah, so he's gonna do this again. I feel like whoever's managing Almeida needs to they need to do something. They need to commit to somewhere, commit to a division, commit to a thing. I don't know, because eventually, I don't think heavyweight is that beneficial for him. I think he's better at light heavyweight. Maybe the competition at heavyweight isn't as good as light heavyweight, but I don't know. He's still pretty green. He does have great. He's MMA green to me, like the way he's
20 professional fights.
Yeah, and they're all first round submissions, everything.
18-2.
So his boxing is really good, and we haven't seen it yet. He has really great boxing. He was actually a boxer before he was ever a grappler, and he comes from a boxing family. His father was a pro boxer, I believe. He has very, very heavy hands, and he can swing, but we don't see that. I don't know if we will see it, dude. Where is it? Let's find it. Blanky, yeah. Let's right there. I don't know. We haven't seen it yet. I don't know if we're gonna see it anytime very soon. But he keeps finding he's gonna win these fights because he has such an advantage on everyone grappling. Like he's just so far he's faced limited resistance. He did, however, look like he's gassed out to me a little bit in his last fight, and after he got cracked by Was it Blagoy? Like he definitely got cracked, and he ate a shot. And he just was like,
Tomorrow.
he was just on auto shoot, and it wasn't the best shot in the world, but he's just so strong that he just picks up heavyweights as I don't know what he walks in there with, but the guy's chiseled, so I'm assuming he's fighting heavyweights at like light heavyweight weight. But he's just
He's like
so
35 when he weighs in.
235.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all
He's
muscle.
like 4 pounds lighter than a heavyweight. Than like Stipe weighed in at like 232 for his last DC fight or something like that.
Mm, yeah. I don't know. I kind of think he's going to run into a bad ending if he keeps fighting these heavyweights the way he is fighting them. Like just running in and like catching finally, like you get caught with one punch and then you're taking bad shots and it's not going to keep working out for you. Like what if Jarzinho, who's a really good kickboxer, just finds a knee? You know, like what if you take a bad shot on him, he just knees your face off and you're just out. Like I don't know. It's so Jonathan is like he's definitely a problem and people are avoiding him, but he's minus 650 for this fight. And I'm like, Jesus. That means like, yeah, he's probably going to take down Jorginho and submit him or KO, TKO him early. I mean, it's probably happening like that, but I don't know. Like he's
But
going to
the
start.
problem is, what do you do with him?
I mean, then yeah, like I don't know. Like he's going to have to keep fighting. I guess he's going to keep fighting heavyweights, but when he starts fighting, like, where's he going after this? Like, is he going to
Right, like
fight?
he's already number 16 in the UFC. He's number 16.
Yeah, like I don't think I don't know. Like I don't even know where he tests himself. Like there's not like if he fights Derek Lewis, that's kind of a one dimension. You know, like we kind of seen what Derek Lewis is. So I don't know if we learn a lot from that fight. Like who does Almeida actually fight if we learn something from? You know, would be good. Oh, you know who he would fight? Like what's Aspinall?
That was my next thought. Him versus Aspinall would make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense. And like I wouldn't like I would so far have to lean on Aspinall all day because I've seen much more Aspinall. What if he fought Volkov or something? Like I don't know if he's yeah, I don't know. Or that other guy that was a wrestler that Volkov just beat up. Yeah, like Giles these
I
fights.
think Aspinall would be good. I can
Yeah,
see that being interesting.
like if he's gonna, I just don't know if fighting heavyweight is Dalton is the best thing for him. But
I think Tybura is another good option. Tybura and Aspinall are the ones I like the best.
yeah, something where we can learn. Like, yeah, he's probably gonna win this fight by finish. But I mean, there's not really any value. I mean, he's gonna be like minus 200 just to finish this fight, which is, I mean, minus two, minus 300, which I guess he finishes Jorginho. Like, Jorginho is not really a 25-minute guy. But
Yeah, minus 550. Like it's not a lot of value
yeah, that
there.
means it's like even to finish him, it's going to be ridiculous. So yeah, his clear path to victory is there. I mean, Jorginho always has that one hitter. You know, he's got a ton of power. I don't know if he can knock Dalton out, but he can stun him and maybe hit him with follow up shots. I don't know if he's going to knock him out cold. Maybe he will. Jorginho's a big puncher, but I think we've only seen him. Jorginho, he's only knocked out how many guys in the UFC?
A couple.
Like out cold. Like who is he one shot just like that one shot power? Like was it
Overeem.
against Overeem? He was getting smashed on that fight. Yeah, he knocked him out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he knocked him out with 4 seconds left.
He knocked out Dawkins in 23 seconds. He knocked out
Yeah,
another
the Doggist one was a pretty good. You saw like he really
in one
he
round. Knocked
finished him.
out Junior Dos Santos
Augusto
around 2.
Sakai he beat up pretty good. So yeah, he can definitely even if he's got power, like his power stuns you and gets you stupid. So yeah, and he's got the follow
knocked
up.
out
So
Junior Albini.
he's got that second tier heavy, like he's not elite like Nagano or Derek Lewis, but he's right there. He's got that second tier heavyweight power, I would say, and he can, which means he will, in a sense, he's putting you're gonna get KO'd. So yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, is the price there for like Jairzinho can only win this fight by KO TKO? So I mean, he's the underdog already. I wonder what the price would be. The books are pretty sharp to this. You have to wait and see when it comes out. Like if he's he's going to be plus 400 just to win the fight. I think we kind of want to see like plus. I want to see like plus 650, plus 700 to win by knockout, and then I think it's worth it to just throw like I don't know whatever you bet like if you bet $100 normally, throw like $20 on it, like 20% or something. Like maybe if you just want to chase it, like because it's a good price. If it's only like plus 500, then it's like, you're not even getting that much more for for him to knock the guy out. It's not worth it. And so far, I see the sports books adjust to this stuff. But no, Almeida probably just smashes him. So
Yeah, definitely. Almeida definitely just smashes him.
All right, and we'll just see.
It's not even competitive. Yeah.
Oh, all right, that sucks. Not even going to be competitive. Boo.
No, yeah, this
Yeah.
isn't going to be.
Another thing, this fight, I think this card starts at 12 noon Eastern time, and the main card starts at 3. It's really early.
It'd be super dope.
Yeah, prelims at ESPN starting at 11:30 a.m. 11:30 a.m.
That's great.
That's
Cards, 10 p.m. main card start is awful.
Yeah, you hate it.
Awful. Give me a 4 p.m. card every day. Every time.
Every single time. Give me it.
Yeah. Let me get home a little early. And not just because I'm old, even when I was young.
Yeah.
Let me go out drinking after. And that way after instead of going to bed at 1 in the morning.
Yeah. I like that better too. I don't want to do that after.
Right? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Fuck them Californians. I don't care about the rest of the world.
Yeah.
All right, John, what else you got to say to the people?
Let's see. Going out on Monday. If you guys, hit us up. If you want more of our picks for the rest of the card, if you want final betting picks, hit us up on email or shoot us a comment in the thread. We'll get them in detail. We have other things too that on the channel that bring you in shorts soon. We can give out got a baseball package. We can give you out baseball picks every day by 12 p.m. If you're interested in sharp picks in baseball, hit us up too. Anything you like about the show, you don't like about the show, like,
What's a baseball?
share, comment, subscribe. It's a hard little white thing with red stitches people throw.
Bro, don't talk about your hard little white thing with white red stitches.
Nice.
Get out of here.
Set me up for that.
This time and every time. Thank you for being here. Don't talk about John's little red thing.